Hello, hello, hello. Alright. Let's get moving in 1 second. Alright. I've got all the stuff I need, I believe. And I need to go to Lumbridge. Boom. Let me grab my drink here and get that opened for the questing journey. We are going to hammer out quests until I get bored of quests, and then I'm going to just start randomly grinding shit. Okay. Let's go. Alright. Boom, boom, boom. Did I bring stamina? I did. Good, good, good. I want to see a Scarius rematch. I will do that once I hit 70 strength. That'll be my time to go to Scarius moment. I already killed him the other day with my combat pet. I've got this combat pet called Rio for my summoner build. It was pretty easy. Oh my gosh, talk. Go back and then talk. You gotta... Damn, follow option is the first one. Alright. Are you gonna have to tell me when there's an actual good quest that I need to read, right? Because I'm going to be just going World of Warcraft brain today and try and hammer out a bunch of quests. So I'm not going to be reading them all. Don't say this. I feel like you're going to tell me to read every quest. It's too late. I've already I've come too far on this one. Okay, so talk to the Duke. Alright, so we gave them their thing. Let's go see what Duke has to say. Greetings, welcome to my castle. It's good to see a visitor from Dorgashan. I am Duke Hiroshio. I'm Zanik of the Dorgashan Headman. Urtag sends his regards. Tell Urtag that I wish to speak with him again. I think that our cities could profit from trading with one another, but there can be little trade if he does not allow visitors to enter the city. I know, but the ruling council is so slow to make decisions. It's made up of old fogies who are set in their ways. Now then, child, there is room for caution and experience in politics. Maybe when I return, I can convince them to open the gates of the city. Okay. So this is the surface. What's that? The giant light. That's the sun. It's so bright, I can't look at it. But it's amazing to think that there's nothing above me, just the sun and the air and empty space forever. For generations my people have lived with rocks over our heads, but now I can see the sky. Okay. Fucking talk. I'm Zanuck of the Dogashan. A cave goblin? Well, there goes the neighborhood. What do you mean? It's all very well the Duke signing a peace treaty with those creatures. Maybe that'll stop them attacking us. But from them to come wandering around the surface and mixing with decent people, I don't know what the world is coming to. I don't get attached to video game characters, sadly, mate. We were never going to attack you. You nearly attacked us. Oh, they may say they're civilized, but they're still goblins. You can't trust them. The only reason they're not a threat is that they're so stupid. Stop talking about me like I'm not here. Yeah, you know how many times I laughed in Game of Thrones when characters got killed and people got mad? I loved it. Thought it was hilarious. Oh. Welcome to the Church of Holy Ceredomin. What's a church and what is Holy Ceredomin? Surely you have heard of the god Ceredomin, he who created the forces of goodness and purity in this world. I cannot believe your ignorance. Oh, a god. Not just a god, Ceredomin is the god, with more followers than any other, at least in this part of the world. Which god do you cave goblins worship? We don't worship any god. Thousands of years ago, the gods made our ancestors fight in horrible wars. It was only after we escaped from them that we were able to build a civilization. Okay, let's top up the prayer and head over there. Are those goblins? Yes. Hello, goblins. Who you? I'm Zanuck of the Dogashan. Dogashan? Yes, the Dogashan tribe. We live underground. We've been cut off from other goblins for generations, but now we're back. What? We're your distant cousins. We want to learn about your culture. Culture? Your art, your philosophy, your way of life. Now that the god wars are over and you must have been able to build a peaceful civilization. Peace is for weak. We goblin, we strong. Why is peace for weak? Big High War God says so. He make us strong. Big High War? Oh, I see. Let's go, Grandfire. Are you ready to finish our tour now? Yes. Well then, let's go. Bandos likes keeping his followers dumb and obedient. Talk to. Can I help at all? It's a surface shop full of exotic surface goods. What are you selling? Ah, yes, exotic surface goods. Here, have a look at our wares. Wow, the bucket and the hammer. What are they made of? Wood. It grows on trees. Amazing. So do you want to buy anything? A wood bucket and a wood hammer and a newcomer map. I bought some surface money. There you go. Thank you. How about you? No thanks. Those poor goblins, it's hard to believe I'm the same species as them. No wonder the ham people hate us if they assume we're like them. Have you seen enough of Lumbridge yet? I think I've seen enough of Lumbridge now. If you like, I'll tell you about the mark on my forehead. Yes, please. I was visiting Juna, the story snake. She likes to hear of my adventures, and she sometimes lets me drink the tears of Guthix. And then they opened up the giant frog's stomach and found all the missing silver and Mistag's brooch. Your stories have entertained me. I will let you into the cave for a short time. I collected the tears like I had before. I hope I get ranging XP. It is not normal for the tears to have that effect. I know what happened. It is a sign the power of the tears has marked you for a special purpose. I cannot tell you more now. That mark will soon fade, but someday it will glow again, and on that day you should return to me so that I can tell you more about your destiny. Okay, so I guess it's appeared again. Ever since then, I've been wondering what the sign meant, but perhaps you will help me find out. I've seen enough of Lumbridge now. Let's get to the ham lair and see if they're up to anything. Listen to what the speaker says, Grunfire. And they're all lapping it up. No one challenges him or even asks questions. They're just sitting there while he fills their minds with hate. Welcome, brother, to our organization. Ours is a fight for humanity in all its shapes and forms, and to rid mankind of the monsters that exist in the world. Are you planning to do anything about the cave goblins? You should know, brother, we don't let ordinary members in on all our plans, but rest assured those foul creatures will be dealt with very soon. Look there, where... Stand behind the guard and talk to them so they turn their back to Zanuck. We're on a little assassination mission. Oh, I had to avoid that one. Right. Okay, come on, let me out. Oh, back down we go. Alright, this time avoid the other guy. Alright. Boom. Assassinated. Then we go through here. Come to here, wait for him to walk past. Boom. And boom. Yeah. All right. Easy. Stand in the northeast, just out of sight. One guard left. Wait here. Okay. Let's turn our thing back on. Okay. What are they saying? We've got to do something. They're going to... Got you, you spy. Uh-oh. Zanuck? Where's Zanuck? Zanuck? Zanuck, where are you? Inspect Zanuck. Zanuck, are you okay? Zanuck. Zanuck is not breathing. but you notice the mark on her forehead is glowing bright. Juna told Zanik that when the mark glowed again, she should go to see her. Perhaps I should take Zanik's body to Juna. Okay. Where the shit is Juna? Okay, I guess down in the goblin area. Let's go into the cave. Shit, why did I equip it? Use on there. Oh, squeeze through a hole. Oh, so this is that Lumbridge swamp cave that I went to last time to get the frog bone. For the other quest. Alright, they're the sparkly things I saw in his vision. Or story. Let's go down here. Tell me a story. Zanik is dead. That cannot be. She had not yet returned to learn of her destiny. The mark that the tears gave her had not begun to glow. It's glowing now, look. You lay Zanik's corpse in front of Juna. This is indeed strange. I must commune with mighty Guthix and the forces of destiny. Juna meditates for a few moments. Zanik's death was premature. The gods will allow it to be reversed. You can just bring her back to life. The tears of Guthix have powers beyond the understanding of mortals. They can restore her to life with the gods' permission. You must collect some of the tears using Zanik's tear bowl. Although I would not normally deem you worthy to collect the tears, I will let you into the cave for this special purpose. Are you ready? Yes. You must have both hands free. Okay. Yes, I'm ready. Oh, we have brought her back to life. Get off me, you monster. What are you doing? No, don't kill me. Help me. Oh. They killed me, didn't they? Yep. Then what am I doing here? Juna brought you back from the dead. Listen to me, Zanik. You are marked for a special purpose and you have been granted new life so that you can carry it out. Your destiny is to lead all goblins into a new age. But what does that mean? Someday you will know, but today you must hurry to foil the plot that even now threatens your home. The plot? I have got to tell you what I heard outside the meeting room. Okay. I can't hear anything. I can hear them. Good news, brothers. Our tunnel from the watermill cellar has reached the cave goblin tunnel, and the last shipment of machinery is on its way from Keldegrim. Do we have to deal with the dwarves? They may not exactly be monsters, but they're still not human. If it wasn't for the king's tolerance of monsters, we humans would have a better industry than the dwarves. Well said, brother. I'll need to take some of the low-level members to help unload the machinery at Lumbridge Watermill. By all means, it's about time that lot made themselves useful. Soon the mighty River Lum will wash away those evil goblins forever. Saradomin will surely bless us for destroying those abominations. Death to the Dorgashan. Ooh, more racism. Okay. Search the crate south of the farm, east of Lum. Okay, so we're just going back to... boom. Quick, Grumfire, let's get to the watermill and stop Sigmund from destroying my home. Let's go. Okay, back to Lumbridge Teleport. Alright. What the fuck is going on? Talk to Zanik under Lumbridge Castle. Why is it doing this again? Or is the quest having a spurg attack? Let's go. Requirements. Okay. It's telling me to run in there again, but it's wrong, right? Okay. Let me pull up the quest helper. Full metal, magical melee gear. Search a crate south of the farm, east of Lumbridge. Okay, so there's farms east of Lumbridge, probably be over this way. That must be these, right? The worn equipment tab. You do not have a follower. Oh shit. I mustn't be able to teleport. I think maybe the teleport is ruining it, right? I must have to walk out. I mean, I'm just following what it says on my screen. Alright, let's go. There's a problem. This text here conflicts with this text. Yeah. It's a really good add-on, but it does have its moments where it causes me issues. Never too big issues, though. What game is this? This is RuneScape. Alright. I could hide in one of these crates, and then you could carry me downstairs as if you were carrying some of the machinery. Good idea. Free both my hands. Yeah, you can play it on PC and mobile if you want. All right. Oh, it's game on. Oh, you level 22s have no chance. Get him. Ba-da-da-da. Alright. Destroy the drill. Boom. Now let's get back to Dogashan to tell them what happened. We can go south along the tunnel. Alrighty. Leave the area via the exit to the south. Yeah, if you haven't seen this game before, it's been out for a long time. It's like a massive online game. I would also recommend, if you decide to play it, to use Rune Lite. When you download the launcher for the game, the Jagex launcher, there's a drop down and you can pick to use Rune Lite in that. That allows you to use add-ons like the Quest Helper and stuff. Which is really helpful for a new player, because I don't think I would have made it anywhere near as far as I have without it. There is new information available at the ranged combat shooter in Lumbridge. Alright, now we are Elemental Workshop. Let's put our stuff back on. Let's throw this shit back on. And let's put this on and teleport back to Varrock and get the next lot of stuff we need for quests. There is menu reordering on mobile. Yeah, I figured that out. I did figure that out. I also figured out you could highlight tiles, which was very helpful when I was doing agility on the mobile, because, you know, you don't have rune light, so they're not highlighted where you're meant to click. So I did one run through the course and I put my own highlights down, so I could just see it easier. Alright, we need to go quest. We need one of those. We need one of those. We need one of those. Need one of those. Recommended item, Abbey Whip. What? That's the sausage whip. Well, I didn't have it when I was using it. Yeah, okay, I didn't know that there was an option for it then. And some coal. Coal times 4. Combat gear. We are in our combat gear. We've got full prayer. And we need to kill an earth elemental at level 35. Okay. Let's grab ourselves just a couple of snacks. Let's grab those. We can put that away. And let's get moving to Camelot. Cheeky hidden little quest thingy. Okay. Added key. Oh. We got a secret. Repair the bellows. Search for the marked crate. Okay, right there. Okay. We got a lovely pot of lava. Okay. Alright. G'day. Come on. Die. Okay. Elemental ore. Alright, so we're making... Use the bar on the workbench in the central room. Oh, that was a quick quest. Ability to make elemental shields. Bunch of crafting and smithing XP. Very nice. Oh, nice. I can do teak up to teak birdhouses now. I can do steel smithing. Very cool. And why does it want me to do... What's it doing? Wants me to do this again. You use it to protect you from wyverns. So what? Now I can just like... make more elemental bars. Oh, you need coal. Gotcha. Alright. Either way... Any cat following you? Kill one of each elemental is a diary task? Okay. Yeah, may as well. For sure, for sure. And just one of these guys. Well, looks like I've got to get my cat out. Didn't it say that I need to feed my cat or something or it'll run away when I did the quest? That's why I put it away. Alright. Stage 3. Where's the last one? was that all the elementals in here? Kill another Earth? Oh, right. Oh, like this one here. Nope. Yeah, well. Doesn't matter. Not a pile of rocks, I guess. I did it? Oh. The red text. I was waiting for a blue one to say stage 4 complete or something. Okay. Cool. Well, I'll head back to Varrock. So what do I feed my cat? Like, just fucking meat? Can I just buy whatever I need to feed it? You can catch a stackable sardine. Okay. Alright, I'll do that. Oops. Why did it tell me to bring leather and shit? I don't know. Okay, and that I need my tackle box. CKR. Alright, this one here. Net fishing. How many fish you reckon I'll need? Oh, 20 should be plenty. Okay. Alright, and we'll put the back on and head back to the rock and get our cat out and all this other BS. Yeah. How long does, like, food last for the cat? Because I am someone that forgets to do things. Let's go up here and see what quests we've got, what items we've got. We got that. We got that. We got a pet kitten. We got a bucket. We got a log. And a bucket of sap. Okay, your kitten gobbles up the fish. How many do I have to feed it? Just one, or? I don't know. Okay, looked it up. You get a warning after 24 minutes of not feeding the cat. Okay, so that's not so bad. Okay. Oh, any cat or kitten. So, I want to pick it up, do I? Does it matter? Doesn't matter? Okay. Alright, let's head to this place then. Okay. Sounds good. It did say I should have brought prayer pots, anti-poison. Hopefully there's a bank out here somewhere. Oh, there is. There's a bank just here. I might grab that real quick. Where is it? Okay, I don't need the fishing net. I don't need the pickaxe. I don't. Okay. I grab like 2 prayer pots. That should be enough. And a super anti-poison. Cool. Back to it. Vultures, goats. Okay. One water skin. Bring a few to avoid drinking it. Mother. It told me to bring one. Well, that's annoying. Yeah, that's not my fault. That's bad quest helper. Although, actually, it says bring a few to avoid drinking it. Alright, my bad, my bad. What are they called? Ooh, gold rocks. Okay. Into the pyramid. Lol. Follow the path until you reach a pit and jump over it. Click the highlighted boxes to turn the squares to solve the puzzle. I do remember you saying that, yeah. Oh, interesting. High priest. And they fooled him. Okay. Oh, there's some trickery afoot. Right. Gotcha. So she's using me to do her evil bidding. We have a problem. I am out of staminas. I didn't realize this was going to be a long-running one. Oh, I also don't have a tinderbox anymore. What the fuck? Or did I give it away? I already used it, right? Because I did have one. Follow your map again until you reach the pit and jump it. Oh, fucking... Hello? Okay, cool. I need to get the brutal jar for the mistress. Okay, so yeah, I'm having a moment. Try picking up the jars in the northwest room until a level 75 to 81 spawns. Kill them. You can safe spot them on the center. Okay. Go off. So I really did steal the jar. I need to return it as fast as I can. Oh, so that was like a memory? Gotcha. Drop the jar in the spot you took it from. So just fucking drop. Leave the pyramid. And return to the high priest. Okay. We may just have enough stamina to get out of this pyramid. Menopause. It's done. Wonderful. Now we can prepare for the ceremony. Okay. Let's go prepare for the ceremony. Okay. Oh, look, I just don't like the early thieving. Like, I found I was just getting punched more than I was actually doing the thieving, which was kind of annoying, right? But I'm sure it gets better. Fill up the bucket with the salt water from the lake. Oh, it's telling me to go through here. Enter the rock west of the agility pyramid to re-enter. Make sure to bring the items you need. Any cat following you? Wait, am I meant to go over here and fill the bucket at the lake? Or does it actually just want me to go back in again? Let's just try. Okay. Alright, cat, I don't know if you want food, but here you go. Fill up a bucket with salt water from the lake north of Sophenheim, or buy a bag of salt from a Slayer Master. Okay, why? Yeah, so you want me to go out there, but then you're fucking just going retard mode on me. The lake. So that is the lake. So I was on the right track. How the shit do you fill a bu- Oh, I've got the bucket of salt water. Oh my gosh, it's... There is a spell on Arca's spellbook that also lowers your chance of getting caught. Okay. Alright. Fucking... Oh, right. Let me hit y'all. Right, another flashback. Ooh, don't fall. You have the holy symbol. Wait. You can't begin the ceremony. What? But we've already started. But the Wanderer is coming. What the? You have done well, adventurer. All my brother's dogs in one place. No one around to save them. Okay. It's a trap. Alright, and that's the end of that, eh? More thieving, agility, some wood cutting, an amulet of cat speak. Right. Yeah. She was a sneaky bitch. Alright, so I don't think I need the cat anymore. I don't need the fish. Alright, we'll take those out. Just so we got them. And then I will be right back. I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick. And then I will start the next quest, the Golem. Be right back. Yep, of course I am. Chatting away. Muted. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Yes. All right. But okay. Strange pendant. Lumbridge teleport. Northeast of the dig site. Oh, okay, we use the dig site, right? Rub that, go to dig site. Okay. Search the bookcase. Talk to the curator of Baroque Museum. Wonder if I got any more kudos to hand into this guy while I'm here. Nope. Okay. Let's just quickly, in case we do some prayer type things. I do need to, I don't want to work on my house anymore. So I'm down to like 9 million gold. And I need like 7 or 8 million gold for that weapon, which I really want to buy. So I don't want to work on my house and stuff until I've bought the upgrade I want. But hopefully in like another little bit of combat, we'll get a combat level up and we can try out that new Slayer Master, see if we can make some money. I also need to go do my apple trees. Because I need to get my farming level up so I can get that herb sack from the tithe farm. Leave the ruin. Okay. Something about a demon. Okay. Grab the mushroom. Grind the mushroom. Steal a feather from the desert phoenix. That's rude. Okay. Oh, we're doing the old open the golem, stick a letter in him to change his function. That's some old mythology right there. That's cool. Right. New instructions updated. Easy. Alright. Another quest down. Alright, now I need to go back to Varrock and I need to go do my apple trees because I forgot all about them. And my birdhouses. Okay. I need a shovel and a rake. Shovel, rake. I've got gold. I need apple seeds, apple tree seeds. Shit. How many was it? Fruit trees. 1, 2, 3, 4. Apple saplings. 4. And then they needed sweet corn. Sweet corn. 40. Boom, boom. Okay, and now if I remember correctly, I will go to oh, I need to unnote my oh, don't want that one. Unnote my apple trees. Once you have the Roving Elves quest done, you'll get another fruit tree patch that you access with a teleport crystal. Okay. If you use a note on the bank booth, it unnotes it. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Gotcha. At 33 farming, it's banana trees. Alright. So maybe next time I harvest them, I'll be able to do banana trees. So next time I should just run around and pick them all to make sure I get to bananas before I plant. You can't just rob the fruit stall or something? Gotcha. Oh no, I need artisan 10 cooking. Grats, dude. Okay. Alright, I feel like having a short break from doing quests. We knocked out a few. What should I do? I could go do some fishing. I could... Let's have a look at my stats. Yeah, I said once I have 70 strength, I'll go for the rematch at Scurry. What could I do? My fletching is really low. My fire making is super low. Fire burning. Pyre. Okay, so just normal logs till 15. Bank. Log. Okay. Log. Actually, let's just do 100. Bank. Deposit one, deposit. Tinderbox. I don't have any more because I used it for that quest. But in no. What the fuck is a forester's campfire? Fun fact, ashes are one of the few things irons can get from other players. You can't like trade them from other players. You mean you can pick up their campfire ash? Gotcha. Fire! This is annoying. It's like only one of these fires counts as a fucking... Ugh. I might run down here, away from this. Let's do it like down here. Fire in the hole! Alright, this should get me at least to level 20. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do next. I was thinking I could go just buy some... I think I've got steel ingots in the bank. I could go turn all of those into arrows. Arrowheads and arrows. Oh yeah, I could do that too. I might knock out these, if I've still got them. I think I had steel bars. So I might just see if I can knock those out. Because I would like to get everything out of the teens level. And this is the last one that I need to, like, get out of there. Let's have a quick look. Steel. Okay, that is good. So let's get a hammer. And steel. Do cannons give fletching XP? Because if they do, I'll do that. But if they don't, then I'll just do these. No, just saying that's a better use for the material. Yeah, I'm just going to do fletching XP. I'm not too worried about the whole cannonball thing. This way I get some smithing XP and I get some, I should get a decent amount of fletching XP from making all the arrows. I might actually get us a... Okay. Can I... do a... What's it called? Okay. Let me just get that. And I think this is... Yeah, I was just thinking of that. I'm trying to... let me get it set up, and then I'll get back to the skilling. Properties and... Alright, here we go. So this video is by the RS Felon. Shout out to him. Let's have a little look at the lore of some RuneScape god stuff. While we do some smithing.
Guthix, the god of balance, is one of the most famous gods in RuneScape. Considering himself to be beyond good or evil, his principles seem simply to be that evil must exist alongside good, and that as long as no excess of either is present, the world will be in balance.
Okay, so this is the balance god.
Demanding gods that once fought for dominance in the magical world of Gielinor, Guthix is mysterious, seeming to have had the least amount of impact on the realm out of any god of the modern era. And surprisingly, he even wishes that the races of Gielinor would forget that he exists and wants to have no worshippers. So why is he a god? Saradomin spreads his religion to every realm he comes across, as we will soon see, and Zamorak's thirst for power caused him to betray and murder his own god. Lesser beings commit atrocities in hopes of obtaining only a fraction of Guthix's power. So why doesn't he want himself to be worshipped, nor interfere to help the races of Gielinor? Surprisingly, Guthix was once a normal person, and although his original profession as a normal citizen is a mystery, the details behind his ascension to godhood were both legendary and accidental. He resided in the peaceful world of Naragoon, himself being a member of the Naragi race. This beautiful and strange world consisted of floating islands and long-leaved trees interspersed with great cities of people. The Naragi had no war in their world. They were farmers, hunters, and crafters of light. At the time that our story begins, Guthix would have been many centuries old, perhaps a young to middle-aged man to his fellow Naragi, having lived his entire life without knowledge of gods, or especially other realms. He had a daughter named Agi, who was relatively young by Naragi standards, and a wife named Fraji, who died when Agi was young. By all accounts, Guthix was a normal, sentient being amongst peers, and he was no more notable than any other Naragi. Eventually, Guthix and his daughter would journey to see a nomad who told them that there were disturbances between realms, and speculated that a portal into their world would soon be opening.
Let me turn the sound of my game off.
Their diviners gathered to welcome whatever beings would be visiting their world, as warfare was unknown to these people.
The Naragi god of war.
On the day that the portal opened, a young god named Saradomin charged through into Naragoon.
That's the other god, right?
Soldiers. He preached his religion and used his crown, an elder artifact of immense power, as proof that he was more powerful than these lowly beings, and therefore was worthy of their worship and subservience. The Naragi, unfamiliar with religion, resisted him, and as punishment for defying his will, Saradomin destroyed the vast city of Askrath, and set up a base camp upon its ruins to ransack the planet into submission. This conqueror's goal wasn't merely to attract new worshippers. Saradomin believed that the planet Naragoon held a sacred weapon similar to the crown from which he drew his power, an item crafted by the elder gods and universe creators themselves and left scattered across their ancient realms, and Saradomin was on a conquest to expand his power. As he utilized his crown's desire to seek out its sister artifacts, he unknowingly alerted the other elder artifacts to his own location, giving his exact position to Tuska, a boar goddess of warfare, who shortly thereafter descended upon the Naragi realm with endless armies of soldiers. After years of destruction and violent, tyrannical rule, Saradomin had come to regret his harsh treatment of the Naragi people, and he fought valiantly against Tuska to try and save Guthix's race, but he eventually was forced to flee the realm.
Okay.
During these long years of war, Guthix had hidden his daughter Agi.
What are
in the
those
storm cellar of his
creatures?
house, hoping to spare her from the destruction caused by these great immortal beings who waged wars over their realm. Very few of the Naragi people had survived to see the day Tuska the boar goddess ascended to take control of the planet. The climax of the Naragi God Wars would take place when a new god would arrive, Skargaroth the God Hunter, who wielded an elder artifact known only as the Blade, a sword designed by sovereign beings for ultimate warfare that could slice holes between dimensions and access other realms instantly.
That's an epic sword.
Skargaroth relentlessly pursued Tuska into Naragoon, considering himself a lone huntsman far beyond the power of needing armies to help him kill gods, and the battle came to its peak before Guthix's very eyes. With Skargaroth alone and Tuska surrounded by armies, the two clashed near Guthix's home, with the legendary blade of Skargaroth piercing out one of Tuska's eyes. In a rage, Tuska gored Skargaroth, impaling him on her tusks and throwing him to the ground, where he landed on the home where Agi had been hiding for so long, instantly killing her as it was razed to the ground. In a rage, Guthix of Naragoon charged to Skargaroth and claimed his blade, turning to the charging Tuska and stabbing out her other eye, causing her to retreat from the realm, blinded for all eternity and defeated. As Skargaroth attempted to regain his feet, disemboweled, Guthix firmly shoved the sword through his back, pinning him to the ground, and inadvertently becoming a god.
Damn.
The blade was an elder artifact, capable of magic that's beyond the understanding of the younger gods, magic crafted from the underlying source fabric of all life in the universe. This blade was designed for war and strategy, and not only could it open dimensions with a swing, but it would also transfer power, memories, and knowledge from any slain victim into its wielder. In this moment, Guthix understood how to wield the sword.
It's
He was
Kil'jaeden's
imbued with
sword.
the power of Skargaroth, and he ascended into godhood. But what now? His home in ruins, his friends and family dead, and with a newfound ability to walk the astral hallways between dimensions at whim, Guthix left his home realm once and for all, haunted by the desolate shadows and destruction that blanketed the land. Using the blade, he spent many centuries traveling realms and dimensions, seeking a new place to call home, a place that would not be beset by so much peace that it would be unprepared for warfare, as was the ultimate downfall of his homeworld, but not so riddled with evil that the realm could produce nothing beautiful or harmonious. During his journeys, he found the sparkling utopian realm of Targiad, home to a crystalline goddess named Saren, who lived in harmony with a race known as elves. Inspired by this balance between a goddess and a race, as well as by Saren's fierce love for her elves, he set upon his way to discover a realm to call his own, and many years later, stumbled upon the final creation of the Elder Gods and their most perfect, the lush and thriving realm of Gielinor, completely uninhabited for tens of thousands of years, a world with sprawling oceans, steaming swamps, harsh, arid deserts, and endless forests of evergreens. Guthix claimed ownership of this beautiful, expansive realm, and decided to inhabit it with species that were inclined to neither good nor evil particularly, and also that were mortal. Using his legendary blade, he crafted the World Gate, also known as the Portal of Life, and began to invite and introduce species such as gnomes, sheep, cats, and dwarves, sternly explaining to the sentient beings that he was not their creator, merely a being who was inviting them to inhabit a new world that he would craft to perfection. Eventually, Guthix would return to Targiad and persuade even the crystalline goddess to come to this new utopia, with Saren accepting his invitation and carrying her reluctant elves through the World Gate to take up residence amongst the evergreen forests in the newly inhabited realm. The discovery of Gielinor and subsequent arrival of its denizens marks the beginning of the First Age. Guthix and Saren spent many centuries together as Saren helped the elves craft the vast crystal empire of Prifddinas, and eventually, after its crystal spires were complete and humans had come to settle in Gielinor, Guthix decided to help their race similarly, using an other
I'm getting
artifact
spoiled.
known as the Stone of Jazz
That's
to
Prif.
give them charged rune stones as sources of the underlying realm magic that they had no natural ability to wield or use, which rapidly changed and progressed the course of their civilization. This abundance of stones producing an external source of magic earned the realm the popular nickname RuneScape. Satisfied with his carefully crafted world, Guthix sealed the World Gate, refusing to allow any other gods inside, with the firm belief that mortal species will obtain balance more naturally without the interference or even awareness of these interdimensional beings, who often, as Guthix knew from first-hand experience, value their own power and rule over maintaining natural order amongst the planetary citizens. To Guthix's dismay, temples and shrines were being built and worshipped across Gielinor in his honor. He wanted the denizens of the planet to completely forget he had ever existed, believing that the races and species he had picked to inhabit his land would find balance, as long as they were free of outside influence that would encourage them to pick true good or true evil. In a desire to disappear from the mythos of this planet he had so carefully cultivated, Guthix descended deep underground to rest, falling asleep for what would transpire to be 8,000 years. A few centuries after Guthix's slumber began, other gods began to discover Gielinor. Saradomin, the same arrogant young god who had learned compassion after dominating Guthix's people only to be dispelled by Tuska the boar goddess, arrived yet again to spread his religion, and shortly thereafter, the god who would claim the largest empire that Gielinor has seen before or since, Zeros, whose arrival marked the beginning of the Second Age. Guthix slumbered as wars between the gods broke out in Gielinor throughout the Second Age.
Oh, that purple symbol is the same as the staff I saw you wear.
Rose and fell during his slumber, as eventually, one of Zeros' most faithful and trusted servants, Zamorak, would betray him and ascend to godhood, starting a furious battle to claim the territorial remnants of the Zerosian Empire by the various entities inhabiting Gielinor. 1,780 years after the dawn of the Second Age, the realm violently shifted into the Third Age, when Zamorak the false god betrayed his lord Zeros and began his unholy war to dominate the world, successfully annexing massive portions of his murdered god's empire. Many races of Gielinor, such as gnomes and dwarves, had to retreat underground to escape the wrath of the wars they'd been promised by Guthix not to be subject to, as Zamorak's power grew in his desperation to obtain immortality and worship. Other contender gods soon joined in the battle for their own means and desires, such as Armadil and his army of the bird race Avianzes, who had fled from a war-torn realm to seek a home of justice and law, and Bandos, a bloodthirsty monster from a race of rhinoceros-like warmongers. As Zamorak's power grew stronger through his possession of two elder artifacts, he toppled Zerosian city after Zerosian city, expanding his following beyond any measure. Eventually, the other three primary armies of the Gielinor God Wars had no choice but to join forces to forge a holy and legendary blade containing fragments of each of their desires and attributes, the God Sword. This grand weapon was crafted in secret as the only potential counter to the weapons at Zamorak's disposal. Zamorak's primary weapon was the elder artifact known as the Staff of Armadil, so called because it was initially discovered by Armadil himself, before being modified and hidden to spare humanity of its power. Eventually, the staff was rediscovered, possibly having been hidden in the Temple of Ikov, after which it was stolen and sold to the armies of Zeros as the ultimate weapon to give him absolute victory, and given in trust to his general Zamorak, who turned it against his god to betray him. His other artifact was the Stone of Jazz, the same artifact Guthix had found and utilized to give magic to humans, and one which was both immensely powerful and difficult to wield. As the three temporarily aligned armies transported the God Sword through a dungeon northwest of 4 and 3, the vast continent completely conquered by Zeros during his reign and the location of the most fierce battles, they were ambushed by Zamorak's immense forces, causing a vicious battle between the followers of all four gods to erupt underground. Despite having more followers than the other three armies combined, the battle turned against Zamorak and he fled, but he was cornered by his adversaries, who were closing in to destroy him once and for all. In a last-ditch effort to kill the other gods, and believing it was his last stand, Zamorak did something so horrific that it would finally put an end to Guthix's slumber. Without fully understanding its power, Zamorak tapped the Stone of Jazz and erupted a blast that utterly destroyed Forenthry, obliterating every living thing so completely that the very ground would never again sustain.
I know that stone.
multiple species were instantly made extinct by the blast. This absolute destruction was so great that the anima mundi, the underlying life force that the elder gods feed on, the magic produced by a realm in balance, cried out in pain. Guthix was thrown into an inescapable nightmare due to his inherent connection to Gielinnor's anima mundi, and had to be awakened by a convergence of mages. One of his most loyal followers, Adernon, froze time within the God Wars dungeon to prevent further destruction as Guthix rose from his slumber to assess the damage and cast judgment. The scene that met Guthix's eyes when he teleported to Ferenthri was one that he had become familiar with many millennia before. The utter destruction resulting only from a battle between gods. As soldiers raged in the God Wars dungeon and spilled into the smoldering remnants of Ferenthri, Guthix declared that the foolish claims and fleeting reigns of these young and insignificant gods was a distraction born of arrogance and pride, and stated that the true elder gods would eventually awaken themselves to consume this realm. His heart devastated at the upset of balance, Guthix established the Guthixian Edicts, a series of magical spells so complex and powerful that they warped the very laws and nature of Gielinnor itself. The result of the spells was a barrier completely protecting the realm from entry of any deity, and an accompanying set of rules that the realm must adhere to, dictating religious balance and prohibiting direct contact between gods and the species of Gielinnor. In his rage, Guthix threatened the entire planet, stating that should another god war erupt in his realm, he would consider it eternally corrupted by the interference of the gods, destroy it without mercy for any living thing, and remake it anew. As the Guthixian Edict's walls were established, Guthix began the years-long journey of tracking down each of the gods scattered across Gielinnor, gods with a wide range of powers and follower counts, and an even wider range of temperaments and reactions to his complete banishment of all the realm's higher entities. The gods who were directly involved in the God Wars were the earliest targets. Zamorak was located weak and defeated and was instantly banished by Guthix. Saradomin initially pleaded with Guthix to be allowed to remain in Gielinnor. Remembering the oppression of the Naragi people that began with this same young god, Guthix flew into a rage, and Saradomin teleported out of Gielinnor in fear of being destroyed. Armadil wished to stay, but as his race of Avianzes had been almost completely eradicated by the wars, and the survivors yearned only for law and righteousness, they agreed to leave peacefully, understanding of his motives and his goal. Ever the believer in balance, Guthix decided that if gods and deities agreed to go willingly, he would offer them the right to say goodbye to their followers before leaving the realm eternally. The gods who attempted to fight back or flee would be highly prioritized and banished instantly when Guthix tracked them down. Marimbo, the monkey god of laughter and shenanigans, held a roaring party on the Apatoll before going peacefully from the realm. A feast of grotesque proportions was procured in the long hall of the Fremennik seer of yore known only as V, who had long ago utilized the power of the Stone of Jazz after discovering it deep beneath the Fremennik Isles, and founded the telepathic mages known as the Moon Clan. He too left the realm on good terms and respect with Guthix. Bandos proved much more difficult to expel. He used every ounce of his cunning, power, and warfare prowess to resist being captured by Guthix for years. At long last, Guthix tracked Bandos down to his very own throne room, and upon defeat, the war god asked only for an honorable death. Guthix informed him that he had no intention of killing him, and Bandos called for his armies to assemble so they could be banished together to their home realm, Yabjusk. Guthix denied this request, stating that Bandos' goblins were free to remain in Gielinnor without his rule, believing them to have only been corrupted by the instruction of their god. When Bandos realized he was being banished for all time without his armies and was losing everything that he had, he became infuriated and charged at Guthix with his battle mace, who dispatched and expelled the war god with a mere flick of the hand. With great sadness, Guthix ordered Saren to leave Gielinnor, who begged him not to make her abandon her beloved elves, explaining that in her hatred of death, a phenomenon she failed to understand as an immortal goddess, and her passionate love of the elves, she had magically tied their life force to her own, and that the elves would die upon her expulsion. Guthix would not be swayed, and Saren would undergo her own desperate measures to circumvent this banishment, as told in the quest, The Song of the Elves. After expelling each of the gods, Guthix finalized the laws of his edicts and retreated deep underground to hide the Stone of Jazz, utilizing many of his mages to hide the power from Gielinor once and for all. As he emerged from the place where the stone, sometimes called the Fist of Guthix, was hidden, the weight of the destruction and imbalance fell on his heart, and he sat down to weep. The anima mundi began to shift at this expression of emotion by the true owner of the realm of Gielinor, and the very walls of the cave where he sat to ponder began to weep with him, countering his great sorrow with nurturing tears of power to counteract such a powerful bend in the realm's balance. These tears were so powerful that their continued presence could potentially upset balance in Gielinor once again, so Guthix appointed a guardian to prevent their abuse, the snake servant known as Juna, who disagreed with Guthix over his right and his role as a god, and wished that he would reign over Gielinor, but agreeingly and begrudgingly has protected his tears ever since. Various remnants of Guthix's power have leaked through the realm's fabric as a result of his many years present here. In fact, the Void was opened accidentally by Guthix in his younger years before he understood the power of the blade, when he arrogantly attempted to destroy a planet infested with a parasite god and caused a ripple in the fabric of the universe. This tear in the Void led to Guthix establishing an order specifically to stave off this threat. But across his time active in the realm, Guthix crafted a great number of guardians to restrict access to higher power sources and remnants of his existence, before eventually retiring deep underground to sleep once again, marking the closure of the Third Age. In Old School RuneScape, taking place in the Fifth Age, this sacred resting place is where he slumbers to this day, waiting until balance is thrown into disarray once again.
Very cool, very cool. I liked it. Where's my... Boom. And... a boom, boom. Yep. Man, I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna have to friggin' jump off after a little bit to go make food. Should have done that before I started streaming. But I wasn't hungry 2 hours ago. Yeah. Yeah, I might just smith up the rest of this and then I'll end stream for a little bit and I'll go make myself some early breakfast and then get back to it after that. It's alright. It'll be probably a lot better once I actually know all the characters that were being talked about in that story. That I think that's the problem. Is you know, he's mentioning all these names. I have no idea who they are. Or their backstories, you know. Man, I'd imagine smithing might be one of the longer grinds in the game, eh? Or maybe there's like faster ways. Am I getting XP per ingot, or is it like just different values per item? It's XP per ingot, right? So if I made like chest plates or something, I'd get a lot more. Well, I wouldn't get a lot more, I'd just get it a lot faster. I don't know about that one, I haven't found that yet, I guess. But that's alright, I'm sure I'll come across it sooner or later. Gotcha. Oh yeah, I want to go check out that motherlode mine you were talking about at some point too. I actually probably need to buy myself a new pickaxe. I've only got 9 pickaxe. Well, I've never even done ingots normally, so yeah, there's that. I don't even know what you're talking about. Gotcha. Alright, well I might, let's just go do it now. I can keep checking back on this while it's smithing while I make my food. So, you go make yourself something to eat, I'm gonna go make myself something to eat, and we shall reconvene here in a little while. I will be back. See you, bye.